Joe, you still got a full tire.
I know, it's amazing. Fix a flat.
That's awesome.
Using fix a flat.
Hey.
Wait a minute. You're ripping it, dude. Yeah.
Heck yeah. That was so awesome. You were roosting all that sand and then you drove through it. I got it on film. Harry just looks like he's stuck on the hill. Look at that. Yeah! That was awesome. Very cool. Film. We don't have film anymore. I got it on pixels.
Yeah.
At this point in our Moab Moto madness, as the pack catches up to the rest of us, I was talking about Joe's tire there being full of air. We started the day and his tire was flat, and luckily we were able to find some Fix-A-Flat at a gas station, and we put some Fix-A-Flat on that tire and he rode it around and it didn't bother him the rest of the trip. It was totally fine. So next time you have a flat tire on your tube, on your dirt bike, grab some Fix-A-Flat and see how it does for you. Cause out in Moab, it worked really well for YamaJoe.
Gravel. It is a gravelly. Having a hard time getting traction. Joe's sitting down, so I'm going to sit down. About hit me with a rock. Let me tell you, Joe is the nicest guy you ever want to meet, guys. I'm so grateful to him to let me come out here and ride with him and have a bike and a place to stay. It has been awesome. Some of the best riding I've been on. It's so fun.
And that was quite the understatement, let me tell you. I was so grateful. There was no way I would have been able to make that trip if it wasn't for Joe. He sent me a message and said if I could get to Albuquerque that he would take care of the rest, and that he did. So Joe, I'm very grateful to you, and I just had such a wonderful time. This is just the first day, and already I had this huge smile on my face and just having such a blast out here in Moab. In the truck, heading back to where we're staying that night, he and I were talking about how fast we were going. And at this point, it's not so much because we're going around these corners, of course, but I was amazed when he told me that we were hitting 50, 60, 70 miles an hour sometimes, and I was just blown away by that. Because out where I ride, that doesn't happen on the dirt because of the trees and everything that you've got around you. And out there, everything's like on the trail, but it's further away from the trail, so you don't feel like you're going that fast. Whereas where I ride, the things are so close up that if you're doing 30, 40 and you've got trees just whizzing right by you, you know, you feel the speed.
It's hard to drive fast on these because you just don't know if something's coming around the corner. And there's a whole bunch of gravel. Gravel is not fun to go fast on.
That TT350 didn't have a speedometer, and not that I would have ever noticed it because I was so busy concentrating on riding. Wah, wah, wah.
Lugga through.
But I honestly had no idea that we were hitting 5th, 6th gear. I mean, it was so fast and so fun. It's so different than what I was used to, but I was having just a blast just keeping up with Joe. As I've mentioned in other vlogs, the person in the back doesn't have to make as many decisions as a person in the front. So based upon speed, I can judge my speed by basing them on what he's doing. If he goes faster and he starts to struggle and hits the brakes, then I can slow down. You know, I can just copy what he's doing, and it's not a bad idea. It's really good, I think, if you're learning to follow somebody that really knows what they're doing. Now, the other thing is I had no idea how high we were. If you look off to the left, there's huge cliffs right there, but I didn't even notice it because I'm just focused on the trail and focused on my gears and focused on my throttle and wah, 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 wah. I felt really safe behind Joe at this point because he has this experience, and so I was right there with him. But I get a little cocky. I think, hey, I'll pass Joe, and watch what happens.
Now we know. My back end spin out?
What?
My back end spun out, right?
Yeah. Take it easy out of your way.
Yeah.
Now, just because you're following Joe doesn't mean you can be Joe. I found out. He goes around these corners and he will twist that throttle and roost the tire, you know, and just send out these really cool. And I was just like, I can do that too. So I thought, I'm on the inside. I'm going to twist the throttle and I'm going to roost him. I'm going to spray him with all that sand. Well, I might have sprayed him with all the sand. I don't know. But I had no traction. Right? He spun it too much. And bam, that's back tire comes right out from under me. And what we were talking about with the Now We Know is the bar ends, or the bark busters, or whatever you want to call them right there, that protect the clutch. It didn't have the screw that was inside, but it was in there really securely, so we thought it'd be okay. And turns out it wasn't. Once we hit the ground, once I hit the ground and the bike hit the ground, it came off. And so at this point I'm riding. I don't know if I ever looked down enough to tell, but the guard is only hanging on at the left side or the right side of the guard, and it's actually hitting my knee at some point, and it's just kind of all over the place. But like I said, just because you're following Joe doesn't mean you can be Joe. And again, very grateful to that guy. I was having such a blast and just had a wonderful trip. I mean, that is a memory for a lifetime. And luckily, as motovloggers, we like to catch all of our memories on pixels with these cameras, these action cameras that are attached to our head, attached to our brain. And now I have it forever. Visual and audio memories. Yeah, check it out. That's like the big Martyrs Rock is kind of what I call that one in one of my other videos. Not on the video, like with my typing skills, I think I called that, like, is this planet Mars or something? Anyway, go check that out. That's one of my older videos when we were coming back from the beginning of this trail. This is out and back. Unfortunately, it is not a loop.
Oh, my ear popped.
And my ears did pop. It was kind of funny how much louder that bike got when my ears popped. And another thing too is, out where I ride, we don't change in elevation like we did out in Moab. That's something that I had to get used to again.
Oh, there we go. Whoa, that bike's a whole lot louder now.
As I mentioned, it's a whole lot louder now. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, the speed. I want to give you a taste of this, so hang on for just a little bit more. We're going to get to the top and we're going to pull over and we're going to talk a little bit, and then after that, I want to show you how fast we can go on these dirt roads. And there's nothing to say, but we really fly. And after a while, Joe gives us little hand signals to slow down because we're getting back to where the civilization is.
Well, we still have the bolt.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we still have the piece inside.
I think it fell down in the bottom of being like that.
Down here?
Yeah. Might have to put the bike over, see if we can get it out.
My back end goes whoop! I gave it too much gas. I was trying to be like him where he always roosts the corners.
That's just years and years of desert practice.
Yeah.
name of that song was Driving Sideways on WMOTO. I hope you enjoyed watching Joe slide around